up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What's good, people? What is up? What is They went from the fourth level of hell and sent us down to the seventh level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. What?
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's Meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really let casting wardrobe? Y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these fans on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not gonna see it. We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, "Baby, you ate on this first date. You giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Or you gonna run me my coins? Run me my cooch or run me my coins? Run me my cooch or run me my coins? Run me my cooch or run me my coins." That's our new theme song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Ooh, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitches was gonna, I thought Lil Murder was gonna turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lou and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Murder was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably up in prison. Uncle Clifford, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. Well, he had it on look like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. Like, I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Yana Van Zant's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup, clumped here everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. Like, you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. And Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see. Can I see? Get me up in my DMs. I do want to see if you have some blue thongs or blue, jock straps, something like that. I'd love to see it. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy. Hello, people. Hello. We are here. Welcome to Run Your Mouth. I am L Teddy 27, and I am here to give you the news, the news, the talk of the day, the headline, the news, and everything that happened today that you missed while you were at work. I don't like this color. Let me get a color that's closer to what I got. Oh, okay, that's a little closer. Okay, that's a little better. That's a little bit closer. Okay, that looks a little bit closer. Get a little closer. Don't be shy. Get a little closer. I like that. Let me move you over a little bit. So I'm going to say maybe that's closer. All right, that's closer. That's our color for today. All right, let me say hey to y'all, and we're going to go ahead and get this party started. We have a packed dossier. We want to make sure that we give everything the appropriate time that it should need. If you would go ahead and hit the like button or the dislike if you want. But go ahead and show some love. Let us know. Let it help us get into the algorithm and all of that good stuff so that we can make it do what it do and keep you all informed. All right. Let's get this party started. I don't know. I have something about tying this thing around my head that I like. I don't know why. Judge your mama, don't judge me, okay? Anyway, let me say hey to y'all. Hey, Jeannie, what's going on? You are first today. We have Ravine in the building. Hey, Ravine. Uh, no, no, Ravine. You get no extra credit. None. Hey, Tamara, what's going on, my love? What is going on? Hey, Janae, what's going on, sweetie? What's going on, sweetheart? How are you? Hey, DPG. Y'all know we love DPG around these parts. How you doing today, DPG? You all right? You all right, DPG? Are you all right? Because if you all right, then I'm all right. We got Fran in the building. Hey, Fran. Hey, crazy homebody girl. What's going on? Tracy W., it is your birthday. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That means we got to take a birthday shot for Tracy W. Tracy, I'm going to take the British Virgin Islands gin and take a shot of that for you. We're gonna take a shot of BVI. Y'all know if we don't, Tracy W is gonna yell at us. So we have to take our requisite birthday shot for Tracy W. Go ahead and get your shot ready. I'm gonna finish saying hi to y'all, and by the time I'm finished saying hi to y'all, everybody should have their birthday shot ready. Matter of fact, let me pull mine now. All right. Is the requisite birthday shot for Tracy W. Only for you, Tracy. Hey, Paul. Cha. Only for you, Tracy W. Because we love you. Don't never let it be said that we didn't love you. The fact that I keep bottles of liquor right here on the little shelf on my work desk is. Hey, Paul. Paul, you early again today. I'm glad Trey let you loose early enough so you could be the class on time. We glad to see you, Paul. Hey, precious Jewel. How are you doing today, sweetheart? Now, why I got to be Lil? Why I got to be Lil? Harold. 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 Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Why I got to be Lil? Let me look. I ain't that Lil. It's all right down there. I ain't why I got to be. It's just all right down there. Calling me Lil. Child. I'm a grown ass man. You see this, Terrence? I'm a grown ass man. And he got to be calling me Lil. Why I got to be Lil? Lord. Hey, Terrence, what's good, bruh? See how they do me, Terrence? Cha. We got to take a shot for Ravine daughter too. Our niece. We got to take a shot for her too. Hey, Faye Knighton, y'all know what? Shout out to Faye Knighton. Faye Knighton is one of the pupils that she don't all the time get to make the live, but Faye Knighton is always on the replay game. She always comments in the comment section, always participates, even after the live is off in the comment section. So I want to give a special shout out to Faye Knighton, who is always faithful and loyal, always comes through and shows so much love. So I want to publicly give a shout out to Faye Knighton, who always be in the comment section. Shout out! All right, hey Cybera. Cha. You ain't got no liquor. You mean that y'all liquor ain't finished yet? You know, y'all had that shine out in the backyard digging holes in the ground and put y'all shine down there so it can get fermented enough. Oh, y'all got some, it just ain't ready yet. They told me about y'all down there down to the Alabama. Speaking of Alabama, hey Demetria Boo, what's going on? Child, right. Child. Right. Let me be big. Child. Montrez, what's good, bro? Chef Don Don. You see how Harold be doing me? You see this, Chef Don Don? Do you see what I have to put up with? with Harold. Cha. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a drink for those people who don't. You can take a shot of water, a shot of Gatorade, because as soon as I'm finished with this shot, I'm finna guzzle down some of this Gatorade. Anyway, this shot, ladies and gentlemen, is for our good. It's for our good. Tracy W. And it's for our niece, Ravine's daughter. All right. So shout out to Tracy W, Tracy JW, who is turning the ripe young age of 27. And we so happy for Tracy W at her 27th birthday, because round these parts down to the L Teddy 27. Once you turn 27, you 27 years old for the rest of your life. So you just gonna be 27 forever. That's why I tell Teddy 27. Anyway, so shout out to Tracy JW at her 27th birthday. And also shout out to Ravine's daughter, who also, I don't know if she is 27, but she gonna be 27 today. Hey, Chef Don Don. Oh, I already said hi to Chef Don Don. I didn't even take the shot yet, and I'm already forgetting stuff. Up to it, down to it, whatever the rest of it is. Take the damn shot. Oh, that's actually pretty good, because it got a raspberry flavor. Mm. Mm. Whatever, Harold. Chow. Chow. Yeah, this got a little raspberry taste to it. This is hibiscus and raspberry. See? Hibiscus and raspberry. British Virgin Islands. I actually was in the British Virgin Islands when I got this. So it's actually pretty good. All right. And with that, right, you is 27. That's all we care about. Tracy W. We wishing you a happy 27th birthday. Hey, Miss Shorty B. Cha. Grr. Grr. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this party started. Go ahead and put a Shondo in the chat. Larry, we ready. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary, gender-conforming members of our audience, I bring to you the late, great Larry Myers to help us usher in our Sugar Spike segment.
Oh, God. Wow! You see, this is the part that I like.
Major Sugar Spike.
So loved the world, I want to fight. That he gave, his only begotten son.
Major Sugar Spike.
And wow! Shall ever believe.
Major Sugar Spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus! I wish somebody help me.
Jesus. Thank you, Larry. Appreciate it, Larry. Hey, Catherine Powell. Hey, Jason. What's good, bruh? Cha. You say anything from the VI will get you there quick, child. When I was over there, they sure got me there quick. Child, I met a young man over there too that got me there quick too while I was there. Ooh, child. Ow, ow. Girl. Anyway, let's get to the news of the day, y'all. Hey, Felicia, what's going on? I'm glad to see you back today, Felicia. We're going to have another good time, Felicia. Felicia, if you got anything to drink around you, it don't even have to be alcohol. It could be water, Gatorade, Kool-Aid, wine, or it could be gin like it was for me. We took a shot today because it's Tracy W's birthday, Tracy JW's birthday. So take a shot of whatever you want: water, tea, coffee, Gatorade, liquor, whatever you got. Hey, Brittany Janae. Yes, you miss Larry. You need him again just for Brittany Janae. Here we go.
You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So loved the world, I want to fight. That he gave, his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And shall ever believe
Major sugar spike.
they shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus!
I wish somebody help me.
Thank you, Larry. That was just for you, Brittany. Hey, Uncle Jay. Cha. Cure. Hey, Shay. So, y'all's president's big, beautiful bill, as they have coined it, God help us. The Speaker of the House tried to push that through, right? They spent all night sending it through committees, and saying that they were going to and going through all of the procedural things that they needed to do to bring it to debate today. Now, they had debate on it today, and that debate dragged well into midday today. And Mike Johnson, this morning, Speaker Mike Johnson was saying that he was sure that he was going to be able to have a vote on this as early as today. And he still thinks that he can. He wants to vote on it, if not today, maybe in the wee hours of the night, to try to push this bill through the House. Now, the Democrats are a non-factor. They do not matter. They can get this through with or without the Democrats, so they don't matter. But the hang up is Republicans. Now, we broke this down last week on Red, Blue, and Black. I also talked about it again last Thursday on Run Your Mouth, where we broke down where the individual factions of the Republican Party were on this bill. You have some people that say, hey, we need deductions on the SALT. We need a higher deduction for the SALT, which is state and local taxes. We have another faction that says that because it's adding to certain portions and not it's raising the debt ceiling. They're not here for it. Anything that raises the debt ceiling, they're not okay with that, because this raises the debt ceiling by between 4.5 and $5 trillion. So the same Republicans that were talking about the national debt and all of this and saying, oh, the economy and the problem is the national debt, are the same Republican parties is the same Republican Party that's trying to raise the debt ceiling by between 4.5 and $5 trillion. So conservative fiscal hawks are not here for that portion. And so you have several different factions of the Republican Party that are pulling it all over the place. Now, they have been summoned to the White House. Key individuals in all of the different on all of the different sides of the Republican Party have been summoned to the White House. I'm imagining to be threatened by your president, and in order to strong arm them into voting this up. They're calling this bill too big, not too big to fail. That's what Republicans are saying. They're saying this bill is too big to fail. Mind you, in addition to raising the debt ceiling, it adds $350 billion new dollars in new spending. Don't forget that they're also adding $150 billion to the Pentagon budget, raising their budget to $1 trillion. All the while, not only are they cutting Medicaid and SNAP benefits, they're also cutting over $500 billion from Medicare. Not just Medicaid anymore. There is 500 plus $1 billion being cut from Medicare. Let me say that again. There's not just Medicaid and SNAP benefits because you got some people that feel like they got it like that. They bougie, they middle class, they don't have to worry about, they don't get SNAP benefits and they don't get Medicaid, so they ain't got nothing to worry about. They're cutting 500 plus billion with a B dollars from Medicaid. I mean Medicare. Not just Medicaid, Medicare. Here we are. Doesn't he kind of blend in with the background? Hey, Mia MJ. Ciao. And that part, DPG, that part. Now, please be clear. This is taking money out of the pockets of seniors with the deductions to Medicare while simultaneously cutting their health benefits with cuts to Medicaid. And in some cases, also taking food out of their taking money for food away from them with SNAP benefits. Here we are. Oh, they been cut those billions of dollars for the U.S. Farm Bill, and there was a special carve out for black farmers. Oh yeah, they been cut that. Oh yeah, that was one of the first things they cut. They been cut that. Oh yeah. Oh, great segue, Terrence. Thank you for the wonderful segue. Oh, you thought that you thought the fact that Republican members of Congress said that this was a problem and probably illegal was going to stop them from making this happen? Oh, this is happening. This is absolutely happening. The Pentagon said it has officially accepted. It has officially accepted. It has officially accepted a luxury jet plane from Qatar to use as the new Air Force One for President Donald Trump. Quote, the Secretary of Defense has accepted a Boeing 747 from Qatar in accordance with all federal rules and regulations. The Department of Defense will work to ensure proper security measures and functional mission requirements are considered for an aircraft used to transport the President of the United States, end of quote. And that's coming from Sean Parnell, the Pentagon's chief spokesperson. Mr. Parnell referred additional requests for information to the Air Force. News that your president was considering accepting a plane from a foreign government broke before his planned visit to Qatar last week. Delays had slowed the timeline for delivery of a Boeing contract for two jets to be used as new Air Force One planes. The prospect of the gifted planes has drawn security and ethical concerns from lawmakers from both sides of the aisle, both close allies of your president and ethics groups. Here we are. Now, by most experts, they're saying it could cost 1 billion with a B dollars in order to refit and retrofit this luxury airliner for the president. They've already said in order to use this, they would have to literally strip the whole airplane down, go through every inch of this airplane to make sure that there's no security breaches on it, and then refit it with all of the things that's needed for it to be Air Force One, because there's a lot of security measures and mechanisms that it takes to be considered an Air Force One plane. But these are the people that are trying to save money. They're all about government efficiency. I just report the stories, y'all. I really don't know what y'all want from me. All I do is report the stories. That's all I do. Now, here's the problem. The problem is your president wants to be able to fly this plane tomorrow. He wants them to go ahead and put the pretty paint job on there and fly this tomorrow, where it looks pimped out like what the Qatari leaders of the Qatari nation use it, how they use it now. Stupid ass doesn't realize that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. If you're going to use that as your official mechanism of transportation, that takes a whole lot of work. And they're already saying this may not even be available until 2+ years from now. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, we already have a government contract with Boeing to have two new 747 jets to be used for Air Force One in 2 years. So tell me what this is about. I'll tell you. This is all about having a free luxury jet that your president is going to use once he's out of office. That's what I was just saying, Terrence. By the time this is done, the two new Air Force Ones will be done. I don't understand these people. But why did I expect? They are a bunch of clowns, L. Lewis, a bunch of goddamn clowns. But why do we expect your DefSec, your Secretary of Defense, to do the right thing? This is the same man in willful violations of constitutional and national security laws by having, by putting out national security information via signal group chats, and allowing his wife and other family members in on those same group chats. I'm just saying. Now, here's my question. This allegedly has to come out of the defense budget, right? Was this appropriated and allocated in said defense budget already? I'm just trying to figure out how this works. This is the same Pete Hegseth that screamed, bitched, moaned, and complained during confirmation hearings about the Department of Defense not being able to pass an audit in the last 20+ years. But you have things like this happening, not allocated in your budget, meaning that there's a good possibility that you won't pass an audit again this year. $1 billion. Here we are. Here we are. Moving on. Well, the president of South Africa came today. Now, let me be clear. If I was the South African president, I wouldn't I wouldn't even came and I would not come and talk to this bastard at all. There would be nothing we would need to talk about. However, he came. I don't know why these people come here thinking that there it's going to be different from them. Like Donald John is not going to be with the fuck shit and fuckery that he's with for everybody. So they came. Donald John started accusing the South African president Cyril Ramaphosa of white genocide. He showed this picture and video of this alleged cemetery where thousands of white African farmers were buried, and the South African president was like, "Where is this at? We don't have any knowledge of this. Tell us where this is, because there's nothing like this in South Africa. Show us where it is." And he had no words, had no answer. He put this video up blindsiding the South African president with these people saying that they were going to kill white South Africans and all kinds of stuff. It was a whole shit show. They had strategically planted reporters in the Oval Office to ask all of these idiotic questions. It was a shit show. There was a point where it all went south, where one of the reporters asked Trump what it would take to convince him there's no genocide targeting white farmers. And then your president motioned to somebody play the video. And that's when they played the video. Dear God. Did I lose y'all? Hold on, y'all. I did not lose y'all. It's just that my monitor. Sorry, y'all. My monitor just went haywire. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Hold on for a moment, y'all. I don't know what just happened. Hold on. Everything just went haywire. Hold on for one moment, y'all. One moment. All right, y'all. I should be back. We should be in business. I don't know what just happened. Hold on. I don't know what just happened to my computer. Like my computer literally just lost it and said, "Oh, I'm dying." And my computer just literally just crapped out on me. So I apologize. I apologize, y'all. Trying to make sure I got everything set up good for y'all. Lord. Yeah, my computer had just had a meltdown, y'all. I apologize. Listen, y'all know I try to keep my stuff, tight and right. Can y'all hear me okay? Can y'all hear me okay? All right, just wanted to make sure everything was good. Y'all can see me and hear me okay. I think y'all can. All right. Says everything is good, so we'll keep going. Anyway, it back to what I was saying. It was a whole shit show. A whole ass shit show. Um so there was a point where there was a very contentious exchange um between your president and the officials from South Africa. Now, not only did President Ramaphosa get into it with President Trump, so did their Minister of Agriculture. Let me read this for you, and we can go from there. President Trump pulled South African President Cyril Ramaphosa into an extended and at times tense debate about claims of genocide against white farmers in South Africa, playing a video in the Oval Office to support his allegations. The otherwise cordial meeting began to devolve after a reporter asked Trump what it would take to convince him there is no genocide targeting white farmers, as the president and other allies have claimed. President Ramaphosa of South Africa jumped in to say it would take Trump listening to the voices and perspectives of native South Africans, including some who joined him on the U.S. trip. Well, Trump then motioned to an aide to play a video, a sign he and his team were prepared to defend their controversial claims. The roughly 4-minute video, which the White House later shared on their social platform X, included clips of South Africans saying, quote, killed the farmer, end of quote, and chanting about shooting Afrikaners. Quote, this is very bad. These are burial sites right here. Over a thousand of white farmers, and those cars are lined up to pay love on Sunday morning. Each one of those white things you see are a cross. There's approximately 1,000 of them. They're all white farmers, end of quote. Trump said during a part of the video, quote, I'd like to know where that is because this I've never seen. End of quote. And that's according to South African President Ramaphosa. When he was in response to this video of these alleged burial sites. South African President Ramaphosa pushed back on Trump's assertions that white farmers were having their land taken away and being killed. He acknowledged there was criminality in the country, but he noted that a majority of victims of crimes in South Africa were black. South African Minister of Agriculture John Steenhuisen, who is white, spoke during the meeting to denounce the language in the video. He said the individuals from the clips are leaders of the opposition party in South Africa, and said that that the Ramaphosa government has made an effort to keep them out of power. Quote, it's more than just a little movement. It's a pretty big movement in South Africa. So it has to be resolved. It will be the end of the country if it's not resolved. End of quote. And that's what your president said after Mr. Steenhuisen's comments, arguing that the video featuring people speaking at a stadium with 100,000 people in it. Donald John said, quote, I'm sorry. Donald John said, quote, I'm not here for my health. I'm here to see if we could do something, end of quote. A reporter in the Oval Office asked what Trump would like the South African president to do about the situation. He said, quote, I don't know. I don't know. Look, these are articles all over the last few days. Death of people. Death. Death. White South Africans are fleeing because of the violence and racist laws, end of quote. As he pointed to print news articles out. Printed out. South African President Ramaphosa replied, quote, our government policy is completely against what you are saying, even in the parliament. And they're a small minority party, which is allowed to exist in terms of our constitution, end of quote. At one point, Trump also mentioned that Tesla CEO Elon Musk is from South Africa, suggesting he didn't want to drag Musk into the debate while the billionaire stood in the Oval Office behind President J.D. Vance and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Additionally, the president blamed the media for not reporting on South Africa, mentioning an NBC reporter who asked about the Qatari jet gift to President Trump after the video was played instead of asking about the Afrikaner genocide. South African President Ramaphosa said before laughing, "I'm sorry, I don't have a plane to give you." End of quote. President Trump then said, quote, "I wish you did. I'd take it. If your country offered the United States Air Force a plane, I would take it." End of quote. He's a clown. He's a fucking clown. A whole ass clown. A clown. Just a mess. Now, you got all this smoke for white South Africans. What about the entire genocide happening in Sudan and in the Democratic Republic of Congo? What about all of those black people over there involved in that genocide? Hundreds of thousands of people already dead. You got any smoke for that, President Donald John? I'm not even going to go over there to Gaza. I'm not even going to go over there to the genocide happening in Gaza. I'm staying right in the continent of Africa. What about the fucking genocide happening to black people in Africa, over in Sudan and the Democratic Republic of Congo? Where is the expedited immigration process for those people? I'm just asking. I'm not even going over there to Gaza, okay? I'm staying within the same fucking continent. Hello? Nothing? Oh, that's what I thought. You're a racist bigot. You, Elon Musk, and anyone, and I do mean anyone, that is aligned with you. Speaking of racist bigots, speaking of racism, bigotry, and discrimination, well, here we are. The Justice Department moved today to cancel settlements with Minneapolis and Louisville that called for an overhaul of the police departments following the killings of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor that became the catalyst for nationwide racial injustice protests in the summer of 2020. Following a scathing report by the Justice Department in 2023, Minneapolis in January approved a consent decree with the federal government in the final days of the Biden administration to overhaul its training and use of force policies under court supervision. The agreement required approval from a federal court in Minnesota, but the Trump administration was granted a delay soon after taking office while it considered its options, and on Wednesday told the court it does not intend to proceed. It planned to file a similar motion in federal court in Kentucky. Quote, after an extensive review by current Department of Justice and Civil Rights Division leadership, the United States no longer believes that the proposed consent decree would be in the public interest. End of quote. They went on to say in the court, quote, the United States will no longer prosecute this matter. End of quote. Now, conveniently, they announced this decision just before the fifth 5-year anniversary of the murder of George Floyd. I have every dime I own that says your president is probably going to have a May 25th pardon of Derek Chauvin. Now, that's not going to get Derek Chauvin out of jail, but what that does is that lets you know and everybody else know that I'm a racist, bigoted demagogue. And I don't give a damn about black people. I don't give a damn about whether or not you people live and or die. I'm telling you, on the 5-year anniversary of this, of the death of George Floyd, I fully expect your president to grant a pardon to Derek Chauvin. I told you after the election, Harold, you know, we've been screaming. It was never about the economy. It's all about white people keeping their mantle of white privilege and breastplate of white supremacy. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Let me move on before I lose my mind. I felt myself spiking out. Y'all want to pardon any and everybody that desecrates this, our constitution and our government. Y'all want to pardon any and free everybody that wrongfully kills black people, but you want to put in jail a black woman, a sitting member of Congress that was doing her job of oversight. Y'all want to indict her. No smoke for these other people. I'm just putting that out there. Target is in the news because apparently our boycott has gone a long way to let these bitches know we're not here for their fuck shit. Target sales fell nearly 3% in the first quarter of 2025 as consumers boycotted the retailer over its reversal of DEI programs. On Wednesday, um Target told news outlets that it is, quote, absolutely dedicated to fostering inclusivity for everyone, end of quote. We don't care. Let that bitch die. We do not. I don't even care to read the rest of the article. I don't give a fuck what y'all got going on. I don't care. I'm not going back. And let me tell you why I'm not going back. Let's be clear on why we're not going back, okay? They're going to do what most of these major corporations did in the fall of 2020. Remember in the fall of 2020 when all of these major corporations and institutions were adopting these, we need to be more diverse and we need to do right by black people in the wake of the summer of 2020 protests and said, oh, we really have to do more to be inclusive and realize the diverse population of this great nation. And they adopted all of these programs and implemented all of these things that they were going to do within their respective companies and institutions and organizations, only to a few years later to say, yeah, fuck all that, we don't need that. Y'all got over it, so we over it now. We don't want no more parts of y'all. Then for them to double and triple down on that when your president announced that he was going to turn uh, the federal government into a direct adversary of the black community by eliminating everything DEI, they then joined on the bigotry train. And now you want us to go back because you think that we're going to believe that you're going to somehow do right by us and give a damn about us? No, no, we're not going back. Oh, I know what they said. Oh, we know exactly why. We're not going back. For what? Why would we? Why? Y'all ain't shit. Die slowly. Well, speaking of ain't shit, the little bit of goodwill you had, Cory Booker, you've lost that. Now you had a little bit of goodwill when you stood up there for 24 hours, 25 hours, not allowing yourself to use the bathroom. And we thought that you have finally seen the error of your ways because we know you had error in your ways. Let's count them up. This is the same Cory Booker that has lined his pockets for years now with the money from APAC. That Cory Booker, taking millions and millions of dollars from APAC. The same APAC that made sure that Jamal Bryant and Corey Bush were ousted out of the house. You're the same Cory Booker that made no bones about taking millions and millions of dollars from APAC, right? Making sure that that every time they want you to vote a certain way, you vote that way. Put a bookmark in that. Also, the same Cory Booker that has his pockets lined from special interests and lobbyists from big pharma. Because remember when they were the president was signing this executive order about the price of prescription drugs. Cory Booker ain't want no parts of that because his money or his wallet is being filled by big pharma. This is that same Cory Booker. Allegedly, the same Cory Booker professing to be a straight man when he tried to date that Latina actress. When we all know full well that there's stories up and down California about how you like to play with man meat and play with vaginas when you was over there playing football for Stanford. But we're not gonna tell the story. We're not gonna tell the story. But you tried to do right in the face of a weak and feckless Democratic Party. And we tried to go with you. We tried. We tried to look past your past indiscretions. Well, here we are. New Jersey Senator Cory Booker has defended breaking with Democrats by voting to confirm Charles Kushner, a convicted felon and father in law to Ivanka Trump, as the new U.S. ambassador to France. Kushner, father to Jared Kushner, who is married to President Trump's eldest daughter, was confirmed in a 51 to 45 Senate vote Monday to top the diplomatic roll. Booker was the sole Democrat who voted to confirm the Trump backed nominee. Booker received criticism online for supporting the man whom Trump pardoned in 2020, meaning he was already a convicted felon for tax crimes, especially as the senator was recently viewed as a potential 2028 presidential candidate, having delivered a record breaking 25-hour speech attacking the president. In a statement to the Daily Beast, Senator Booker explained that while he has many disagreements with Kushner, a fellow New Jerseyan, he voted to confirm him largely because of his role in helping pass the bipartisan First Step Act. Save it, honey. Save it, honey. I don't even care to read no more. We know what this is about. APAC told your ass you better vote to confirm him if you want our money. APAC told your ass, you better confirm him if you want our money. And you got your bitch ass over there and was the lone sole Democrat that voted to confirm one of this man's nominations. Not even Fetterman voted to confirm him. Which lets us know you can be bought and sold to the highest bidder. Here we are. He voted with Republicans back then, Cymera. That's because his pockets are lined with big pharma money. There was that. He's had so many indiscretions over the years. So many. We see you, sir. We see you. Moving on. In more sugar spiky news, two Navy SEALs based in Virginia are facing disciplinary action for racist conduct, and several of their platoon and team leaders are being disciplined for leadership failures, according to a defense official. The two enlisted Team 4 members are being punished for developing racist memes targeting a black sailor in their platoon and circulating them in a group chat with other team members, according to the official, who spoke on condition of anonymity to provide details of an ongoing investigation. The memes depicted the sailor as a slave, according to visuals viewed by the Associated Press. I don't know who these people are. I don't know why my phone is blowing up. According to the officials, the sailor who was targeted reported the incidents this year, but they took place beginning in 2022, and the memes circulated for years. The sailor had been in one of the SEAL Team 4 platoons, but had his qualifications and SEAL Trident revoked last year. He alleged that his failure to remain a SEAL was due to the racist treatment. Two officials said that as a result of the investigation, which was conducted by Naval Special Warfare Group 2, the sailor's SEAL qualifications are being reinstated and he will get back pay. The group oversees SEAL Team 4 and the platoons that make up the team located at Joint Base Little Creek Fort Story in Hampton Roads, Virginia. The probe found that the platoon and SEAL 4 team leaders did not adequately address the sailor's concerns about racist behavior and that the decision to revoke his qualifications was flawed. Quote, this was a very shocking case of explicit and repeated racist memes directed at our client in a platoon wide text thread. They modified his face in photos to look like a monkey and portrayed him as a chained slave on a slave ship, among others. End of quote. And that's according to Timothy Parlator, the sailor's lawyer, referring to the memes shared over a Signal chat. Here's another Signal chat situation. The two enlisted sailors responsible for the meme face non-judicial punishment, non-judicial punishment, non-judicial punishment, and punitive letters in their files. That's what they got. Bad boy, bad boy. Both actions can be career ending, really. I doubt it. Or can result in demotions or loss of pay. Other actions are still pending. The platoon and team leaders are also facing administrative actions, including disciplinary letters in their files. Ooh, that could determine if they continue as SEALs. In a statement, Naval Special Warfare Command acknowledged the investigation into, quote, serious allegations of unprofessional conduct within one of our commands and said accountability actions are ongoing, end of quote. It added that, quote, we are dedicated to fostering a climate of dignity and respect. And after conducting a thorough and fair investigation, we will hold anyone found responsible of misconduct accountable. End of quote. Y'all see what's going on here, right? Now they say as of March 2021, 95% of all Navy SEALs and combatant craft crew officers were white, and just 2% were black. You see what's happening here, right? Y'all see what's happening here, right? I got any military people in the building? Hey, Quake, what's going on, Quake? I got any veterans or military people in the house that that can speak to a lot of the latent racism. I have a lot of friends um, that are in the military, and they tell me all the time about the race. There's the latent racism in the military, just overt racism, not even trying to be covert about it. Um, my grandfather used to speak to how racist the Marines was. So racist, he said he had to get out and join a different branch of the military. That's how racist it was. Hmm. Moving on, and then there's this. United Health Group, the nation's largest healthcare conglomerate, has secretly paid nursing homes thousands in bonuses to help slash hospital transfers for ailing residents, part of a series of cost cutting tactics that has saved the company millions, but at times risked residents' health. Those secret bonuses have been paid out as part of a United Health program that stations the company's own medical teams in nursing homes and pushes them to cut care expenses for residents covered by the insurance giant. In several cases, nursing home residents who needed immediate hospital care under the program failed to receive it after interventions from United Healthcare staffers. At least one lived with permanent brain damage following his delayed transfer, according to a confidential nursing home incident log, recordings, and photo evidence. Quote, no one is truly investigating when a patient suffers harm. Absolutely no one. These incidents are hidden, downplayed, and minimized. The sense is, well, they're medically frail and no one lives forever. End of quote. And that's according to one current United Health nurse practitioner who recently filed a congressional complaint about the nursing home program. Now, the Guardian did it is the one who did this investigation, and they say their investigation is based on thousands of confident corporate and patient records obtained through sources, public records requests, and court files, interviews with more than 20 current and former United Health and nursing home employees, and two whistleblower declarations submitted to Congress this month through the nonprofit legal group Whistleblower Aid. The documents and sources provide a never before seen window into the company's successful efforts to insert itself into the day-to-day operations of nearly 2,000 nursing homes in small towns and urban commercial strips across the nation. An approach which has helped United Health secure a vast stream of federal dollars from Medicare Advantage plans that cover more than 55,000 long term nursing home residents. United Health said the suggestion that its employees have prevented medical transfers, quote, is verifiably false, end of quote. It said its bonus payments to nursing homes help prevent unnecessary hospitalizations that are costly and dangerous to patients, and that its partners with nursing homes improve health outcomes. Under Medicare Advantage, insurers collect lump sums from the federal government to cover seniors' care, but the less insurers spend on care, the more they have for potential profit and an opportunity that United Health higher ups have systematically sought to exploit when it comes to long-term nursing home residents. To reduce residents' hospital visits, United Health has offered nursing homes an array of financial sweeteners that sound more like they came from stockbrokers than medical professionals. Over the past 7 years, the company has shelled out, quote, premium dividend and shared savings, end of quote, payments that boosted nursing homes' bottom lines. Through its quality and shared risk program, United Health offered an even bigger cut to nursing homes that drove down medical spending, but threatened to claw back money from those that didn't, according to former employees and internal corporate documents. One term that United Health executives obsessed over was, quote, admits per thousand, end of quote, or APK for short. It was a measure of the rate that nursing homes sent their residents to the hospital. Under the quote premium dividend, end of quote program, a low APK qualified a nursing home for the various bonus payments the insurer offered. A high APK meant that a nursing home received nothing. APK drove everything. You gain profitability by denying care, and when profitability suffers for the shareholders, that's when people get crazy and do things that are inappropriate, end of quote. And that's according to one former national United Health executive who worked on the initiative with nursing homes in more than 24 states and spoke about the confidential contracts on the condition of anonymity. The revelations come at a time of crisis in United Health, which became the subject of public outrage after December's fatal shooting of Brian Thompson, a top executive at the company, and the arrest of a suspect named Luigi Mangione. The killing reignited concerns over the healthcare giant's Medicare windfalls and denials of care to patients. But a full accounting of United Health's cost cutting push inside nursing homes has not previously surfaced amid government and media investigations into the company's conduct. This thing goes on and on and on, y'all, about how United Healthcare. I'm going to put the link to this report in the chat, but this thing is it listen. That's why that man got gunned down. That's why that man got gunned down. Terrence said he did 10 years in the Marines, and I've been called monkey and in with the hard ER. I'm telling you, I got a lot of friends that was over there in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Baby, listen, the stories they tell me coming out of Jacksonville, North Carolina. I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, no, Cymera, there's a lot more to this story. And when I read this story, it touches a nerve because my grandmother was in she was in an assisted living facility at the very end of her life. And the way my grandmother passed, we always have said that um it was the fault of that facility. We always said that. Always said. And the only reason we didn't push for a lawsuit was because my aunts and uncles said that they didn't want to endure having to live through what happened to my grandmother at the end of her life. But I'm telling you, these people do not mean us well. I was so glad when my company got rid of United Healthcare. Now I have Cigna. Cigna been doing me right. You know, Cigna has been doing me right, but I can attest to United Healthcare being on that fuck shit. But if you get an opportunity, read this article. It's lengthy, but if you go through all of it, it really will tell a lot of the story of and give a lot of accounts of United Healthcare, how horrible they are. If you have someone, you may have a loved one, a parent, a older loved one that may be on Medicare, and they may live in a United Health nursing home and may fall victim to some of the practices of these nursing homes. Not that they have United Health care insurance, but they may be housed or living in a United Healthcare living facility or nursing home or convalescent home. That's old school when they call it a convalescent home. Old school. So I used to have Blue Cross Blue Shield back in the day, but I have Cigna now. Cigna's been doing me right. I'm not upset about Cigna. Cigna has been doing me right. Now when they come out uh with a expose on Cigna, then we gonna have to you know really have some conversations. They did seem to sprout up real quick. Well, look at what we have here. That is Democratic Congressman Jerry Connolly of the great state of Virginia. He passed away yesterday. Actually, they said he died early this morning. Let me be accurate. They said he died early this morning. Now, this is the same person that when AOC ran to be the ranking member of the House Oversight Committee, ran to be the top Democrat and the ranking member of the House Oversight Committee, Hakeem Jeffries and the establishment Dem said, "Oh, it's his time. He's paid his dues. He's earned the right to be there." And then a couple weeks later, he said he's not going to seek re-election, and now he's dead. Now, I'm not wishing death on the man. Well, I can't wish death on the man. He's already dead. But y'all can't win for losing, Democrats. We tried to tell y'all it doesn't make sense to have a man that had esophageal cancer as the ranking member. All because y'all are always trying to disenfranchise or give the shaft to progressive members of the Democratic caucus. Y'all ain't shit. And now, not only is he gone, now you have one less vote in the House. Mm-hmm. And this is out of the great state of Virginia. And no seat, red or blue, in Virginia is guaranteed. None. Virginia goes any way the wind blows. Virginia is just like North Carolina. That's why they're neighbors. Baby, they don't mind having some red, some blue change with every election cycle changing. Y'all had Senator Feinstein. She died in office. Y'all had Sylvester Turner just a couple weeks ago. Back in February. He died in office. I'm just saying. Y'all got a whole bunch of people 75 years old plus that's over there in Congress that y'all need to do away with. You know y'all ain't shit over there in North Carolina. Y'all can't make up y'all mind. Y'all want to have a Democratic governor and a Republican legislature, thinking that that's going to make sense and things going to happen the right way. Just a mess. Moving on. Well, Governor Mima, Governor Hard Tongue, Governor Kay Ivey of the great state of Alabama, on Tuesday appointed State Appellate Judge Bill Lewis to the Alabama Supreme Court. He will be the first Black Republican to serve on the court. He replaces Justice Jay Mitchell, who resigned Monday. He most recently served on the Alabama Court of Civil Appeals. Governor Hard Tongue, Governor Carpet Muncher, appointed him to the position last year. He was previously presiding circuit judge in the 19th Judicial Circuit in Elmore County. Don't look for him to do y'all no favors, black people. Now, there have been 3 black justices before him, all male and all Democrats. That was Justice Oscar Adams, Justice Ralph Cook, and Justice John England, all male and all Democrats. He's the first black Republican. Just look at him. I'm gonna just let y'all get a good look at him. I'm not gonna make no jokes on the man. The jokes write themselves. Just look at him. Moving on. I'm not. I ain't said nothing about the man, okay? I ain't said nothing about the man. But you know, if Governor Hard Tongue, Governor Meemaw, Governor Carpet Muncher, K. Ivy appointed him, he ain't shit. Moving on. In our last sugar spiky story of the day, a federal judge has dismissed a part of a lawsuit that accused police of violating constitutional protections when they fatally shot a man after showing up at the wrong address in response to a domestic violence call. The shooting of Robert Dotson, 52, in the northwestern New Mexico city of Farmington prompted a civil lawsuit by his family members, though public prosecutors found there was no basis to pursue criminal charges against officers after a review of the events. The suit alleged that the family was deprived of its civil rights and officers acted unreasonably. Hearing a knock at the door late on April 5th, 2023, Dotson put on a robe, went downstairs, and grabbed a handgun before answering. Police outside shined a flashlight as Dotson appeared to raise the firearm before 3 police officers opened fire, killing him. Dotson did not shoot. Quote, ultimately, given the significant threat Dotson posed when he pointed his firearm at officers, the immediacy of the threat, the proximity between Dotson and the defendant officers, and considering that the events unfolded in only seconds, the court finds the defendant officers reasonably applied deadly force, end of quote. And that's according to U.S. District Judge Matthew Garcia in his written court opinion. The judge also said the officers were entitled under the circumstances to qualified immunity, special legal protections that prevent people from suing over claims that police or government workers violated their constitutional rights. Now, conveniently, well, not conveniently, but this is in contrast to the fact that this was done on the same day that the United States Supreme Court ruled unanimously in a separate case that courts should weigh the totality of circumstances and not just a moment of threat when judging challenges to police shootings under the Fourth Amendment. Now, what that was that, and I didn't cover that case. I was supposed to cover it, but what happened was in the Supreme Court hearing, what the determination, what they had was there was the understanding that in some states, what will happen is if you try to sue and this is only in some states, I believe it was I know the Eighth Circuit was involved. I think it was the Fifth and the Eighth Circuit, but it was a third of the country where um in those states, in those circuits, what would happen is when you would try to sue a police officer, they would only look at the moment of threat, meaning they only looked what happened in the moment that that police officer shot or accosted that individual. They wouldn't look at the totality of what happened that led up to it or what happened after it. And so what the Supreme Court said, and that was unanimously, even Clarence Thomas and Alito voted in favor of this. They said you have to look at you have to consider the totality of the circumstances, things, everything leading up to it and the things after it, to determine whether or not police officers can and should be prosecuted and or found uh, uh, um, liable. And it also did away with qualified immunity um, uh, um, for those situations if they were found to be, or I should say, it put limits on qualified immunity. The hell? Um, it put limits on the qualified immunity of those individuals. So y'all see what's happening here, right? They absolutely should be charged. They shot the man, people bamming on his door. It's the middle of the fucking night. He did like everybody else should do. He went to his he went to the door, handgun in hand. These people shined a fucking light in his eyeballs. Mind you, there is video of this. And the man turned on the porch light. So there was no need for the officers to shine a light, their flashlights in the man's eyes. When he turned on the porch light, he could, that was so that he could see. So when he opens the door and you people shine the light in his face, he probably like, wait a minute, already had the handgun in his face, and y'all just start shooting. A mess. A mess. Moving on. As we do a belly flop and swan dive further into the dossier and out of our sugar spike segment, we got some we had been teasing that this was going to happen. I thought that it was going to be a series, but it looks like it's just going to be a movie. So Noah's Ark is going to have its third movie after the groundbreaking television series that went for 2 seasons. There was Noah's Ark Jumping the Broom. And then there was Noah's Ark Rona Chronicles that happened during the Rona, and now they're having their third movie, and it's titled I don't know that I have the title. I don't even. Hold on. I do also have the YouTube the link to the trailer on YouTube. I'll put that in the chat. The link to the trailer. There you go. Let me see if it's on the trailers itself. It's just called Noah's Ark the movie. That's all I see. I don't see anything except for Noah's Ark the movie. It's supposed to stream on Paramount Plus. If you have Paramount Plus with Showtime plan, it's supposed to stream there. It's going to be streaming starting on June 20th, just in time for Pride Month. So we're happy about this. We are Team Noah's Ark here. Shout out to Wade, who still got a sickening ass body. Jensen Atwood, I think Jensen Atwood is in his 50s. He's still sickening. Let me see how old he is. How old is Jensen Atwood? Jensen Atwood is 48. He look good. He look good. He look real good. actually Daryl Stevens, who plays Noah, he look good for his age too. He older than Jensen Atwood. He's 51. Ain't his body sickening? But we'll be watching it. Please understand that we will be watching it. I encourage you all to watch it. And what you could do is, if you look on my platform, I did review all 2 seasons of Noah's Ark on my channel. So you can watch, you can binge watch the Noah's Ark season 1 and season 2, and look at my reviews, because I reviewed all 2 seasons. I believe I have. Let me check let me check my channel, but I'm almost sure I have a playlist for it. Let me see. Do I have a no? Yes, I have a Noah's Ark playlist, and I have all. I have all. I review all of season 1, all of season 2, and I did a review of Noah's Ark: The Rona Chronicles. So I've reviewed that. So if you want, feel free to go back and watch that. One of my videos, one of my reviews for that did really, really well. Did really well. I believe it was one of my videos from season 2. Um, yeah, I think it was my video for season 1. I had a couple videos for season 1 and season 2 that did really, really, really well. Season 1 episode 3 I know did really well. Season 1 episode 1, but go back and watch it. It's a fun time. I'll go back and watch my reviews as well. In more news, well, Diddy Diddy is still Diddying. The Diddy trial did still happen. Um I do want to show the website where I am pulling this information from, so that you all can see some of the pictures. I think that's important. That's why I'm showing this now, so that you can see some of the pictures that came out from today. Um, all right, start from the beginning. Boy. All right. All right. Let me see if I can. Hold on. Okay. Let's show this. Okay, let me make that big and me small. All right. So, this starts earlier this morning. It says the jury saw a pair of red heels found in his mansion on Star Island. The evidence is coming through. So those are the heels. I guess those are Cassie's heels, because I don't know how you buy just random heels if you don't know somebody's shoe size, but I guess. The evidence is coming through Homeland Security Investigations agent Gerard Gannon, who has returned to the stand to continue direct examination. Now, he started on the stand yesterday, and he's back up on the stand today. There's the courtroom sketches. Um, he's testifying about the March 2024 raid on Diddy's Miami Beach home. Here's some more stuff. So they say, let me go up. The jury sees photos of guns, ammo, stilettos, lube, sex toys from raid of Diddy's Miami Beach mansion. Jurors saw photos this morning from when the feds raided Sean Diddy Combs' Miami Beach mansion, showing guns, ammunition, stiletto heels, personal lubricant, and sex toys. Dozens of images were shown to the jury Tuesday afternoon and Wednesday morning of what agents found when they searched the fallen music mogul's home on March 25th of last year. So these are photos of the gun parts. These are photos of pairs of stiletto shoes, as well as uh, uh, handcuffs. Sex toys, handcuffs, and shit. Um, there's another sketch recording. Um, Two pictures showed sex toys, including multiple dildos, sitting on a shelf in a cabinet. Numerous images displayed gun parts, ammunitions, and a handgun. One photo showed parts of an AR-15 semi-automatic firearm that were found in the Bad Boy Records founder's primary bedroom closet, and another picture displayed 45 caliber bullets and a 45 caliber gun. Jury members also saw more images of bottles of Astro Glide personal lubricant and of baby oil, women's black and red stiletto heels, and a lacy negligee. Now, I don't know what your affinity is with Astroglide, sir. I mean, he got ropes and shit. So that's the baby oil and the baby oil and the Astroglide. Here you got ropes, and that's the cock ring that right there is a cock ring where it has the vibrator on it. These more stiletto. Like, who are these shoes for? If you don't know people's shoe sizes and stuff. They were previously shown photos of bottles of lube from the raid and the hotel where Combs stayed in New York City to negotiate his surrender in September. The images were shown to the jury as Special Agent Gerard Gannon was on the witness stand, testifying about when he and 80 to 90 agents searched the "I'll Be Missing You" rapper's Florida home. His Los Angeles home was also raided that same day. Prosecutors claim Combs ran a criminal enterprise. We know what he's accused of. Let's go further. Forensic psychologist hired by Amber Heard in trial against Johnny Depp called by prosecution in the case. Forensic psychologist Dawn Hughes has been called to the prosecutor by prosecutors to testify against Diddy. She was also hired by actress Amber Heard in the high-profile defamation trial that Johnny Depp brought against Amber Heard, his ex-wife. And Hughes is also expected to testify in the ongoing sex crimes trial against disgraced movie maker Harvey Weinstein, which is taking place. I don't care about that. Let's see here. Ms. Hughes is testifying as a blind witness, meaning she hasn't interviewed Diddy, any witnesses at his trial, or any of his alleged victims, including ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura. There is a picture of Cassie with some of her bruises. There's a picture of her with the big lip and sunglasses on from her bruises. That's Miss Hughes. Miss Hughes has she said that the main reasons people stay in abusive relationships is that the abuse makes them feel trapped because there's often love involved, and because the cycle of abuse makes planning a way out hard. Uh, these are pictures of Diddy's bathroom mirror, which was scrawled with handwritten messages um, hyping him up. A photo, and that's from this photograph you see here. It says, "You a legend. You're an icon, Puff Daddy. Upward motion." So I guess these were um ways that he would hype himself up by writing on the mirror. This was entered as evidence. Um, they go to lunch. Show images of some of his sons. We don't care. His publicist. Don Hughes goes back on the stand. After lunch, she is questioned by the defense attorneys. This is a picture of some of the drugs that they recovered, as well as some more ammunition, more baby oil, and Astroglide. Well, what are the rubber duckies for? That's what I want to know. Y'all got rubber duckies. Y'all got nitrous oxide gas. What y'all using nitrous oxide gas and rubber duckies for? I just want to know. More lingerie and stilettos. That's some of the bullets. More stiletto pumps in the club. Who would have thought that these girls would get crunk? We rocking stilettos, ho. We rocking stilettos, ho. We rocking stilettos. Another cock ring here. Now, what is these? What is this right here? Strawberry and green apple. What's that? Are those like edibles or something, or some other kind of drugs? I just want to know. But these are more pictures of the evidence. Um, the judge jokes he'll play Muzak during long sidebar discussions with the lawyers. We don't care. Um, Diddy former employee George Kaplan takes the witness stand after getting immunity from feds. Now, many people are saying this is the testimony that is going to be a problem for Diddy. The testimony from George Kaplan. Um, Former employee George Kaplan has just begun testifying against his former boss after prosecutors granted him immunity. Earlier, during brief questioning outside the jury's presence, Kaplan said he'd agree to testify since prosecutors offered him immunity. He was previously planning to plead the fifth to protect himself from self-incrimination. That's him right there. That's him entering in. I'm not sure if that's his. Well, that doesn't look like a lawyer. It looks like a officer. All right. George Kaplan has. They say he has been answering questions very directly and openly, and as he laid out long work hours and monthly threats that the music mogul would fire him. He said he worked for under Christina Coram and primarily worked out of Combs' Los Angeles residence, working 80 to 100 hours per week. He recalled one time when Combs became angry with him because he brought 2 half gallons of water instead of the gallon that Combs had asked him for. Quote, he threatened my job on occasion, monthly threats. End of quote. He said, let me go back up, make sure I'm missing nothing. George Kaplan tells jurors about how he set up motel rooms for Diddy in Miami, Los Angeles, Miami, and New York. He said he booked rooms for him at hotels, including the Bel Air Hotel, Trump International, Mr. C Hotel, and the Intercontinental Hotel, where Diddy infamously was caught on tape beating up his then girlfriend Cassie. That's the video. This is a picture of a bottle of pills. Um, that's amphetamines. I'm guessing those. Well, that's can't. I don't. I'm guessing those are after dinner mints or something. I don't know. More baby oil. That he said an Astroglide that was set up in the rooms and stuff like that. These are also things that he would have set up in the room. I guess that's the Sharpie, so he could write on the mirror. The former employee booked the rooms under the fake name Frank Black, which he said was a the reference to the Biggie Smalls, since the famous rapper also went by the nickname Frank White after a character in the movie King of New York. Kaplan said he packed Combs's bag for the hotel stays, which he made sure contained clothing, a speaker, candles, liquor, baby oil, and Astroglide personal lubricant. After the hotel visits, Kaplan he collected Combs's belongings and made sure the rooms were somewhat put back in acceptable shape. He said the rooms had garbage, including lots of empty bottles of Gatorade, liquor, and baby oil. And Kaplan once saw, quote, some brown crystallized powder left behind in the room, end of quote. He said, quote, I didn't know what it was, and I got rid of it, end of quote, he told the jury. Yeah, they're saying that this guy is the one that they don't want to testify. He They said the trial wrapped up for the day after about 20 minutes of testimony from the former attorney. He's due to continue testifying tomorrow morning as he continues answering questions on direct examination from the prosecution. Which leads us to our next part. All right. So, oh boy, what is going on? My computer is having real issues today, y'all. I apologize. It is having some real issues. Hold on, y'all. Damn it. I apologize for the. I don't know what's going on with my computer, y'all. Hold on. All right. I think we're ready now. God. Lord. All right. All right, which leads us to our next story. Kid Cudi will be testifying for the prosecution. He will be testifying on behalf of the prosecution. So he's expected to take the stand prompt, if not tomorrow afternoon, then on Friday. So he will be testifying. We'll see what that brings. What the? I don't know what's happening with my computer. I promise y'all, I don't know. I promise y'all, I don't know what's happening with my computer. I promise y'all, I have no idea what is happening. And it's not my computer, it's the site that I am using to project. Lord. Oh, God. Yeah, this is not working out. Anyway, in our next story, because I may just have to do this without visuals. In our next story, I mean, it works out because I have to show something else. So, all that y'all are talking about with Tory Lanez and how he ain't shit and how he needs to let it go. Well, a Florida congresswoman is now entering the group chat. What is happening? All right. Can y'all see and hear me good now? Can Oh boy, let me shut myself, y'all. Shut up. Can y'all see me and hear me? Okay, because um my computer had a whole meltdown, shut all the way down. I had to restart the whole goddamn computer. Hopefully that fixed the problem that we were having. God be with us. God be with us. Okay, y'all can see and hear me good? Great, beautiful. So, like I was saying, a Florida congresswoman decided that she was going to uh, 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 put her, that she wanted to enter the group chat and talk about what's going on with the Tory Lanes. Let me go ahead and get this set up for y'all. See if I can't get this set up for y'all. Hold on. Come on now. Whenever I want you to act right, computer, it's time for a new computer, isn't it, y'all? Mm, mm, mm. Okay. I think I got it. All right. I think we're ready. I think we're in business now. Okay. We don't want to hear you now. Let's let this commercial play. And after the commercial plays, I will bring it up. But I want y'all to hear what this lady is saying. All right. I think we're ready now. Let's make this big and make me small. That's a commercial, y'all. Forgive the commercial. All right. We get it. It's a commercial. Great.
My understanding is you're around some kind of the Foreign Relations Committee, and you're from Florida. Why did you take such an interest in this case?
Specifically, how I got involved in this case is I actually am friends with Amber Rose, and she had flagged it for me. And when I actually spoke to the attorneys that are representing Mr. Lanes, they actually presented me with evidence. When I saw the evidence that was brought forward, we're talking about no forensics DNA on the magazine of the pistol, a 0.01 DNA match, which effectively means that he could not have been the shooter, to include there being ring footage that really refutes and dispels the testimony that, you know, he had basically said dance and then fired the firearm. In addition to that, they're also being missing ballistics fragments from the alleged, you know, shot in the foot, as well as medical x-rays. All of this does indeed show and prove that Mr. Lanes, unfortunately, is being incarcerated and he's an innocent man.
Is this the new evidence that you had tweeted about? This ring video, you said there's a ring video that will refute?
Yep, it was actually brought to my knowledge by the attorneys, and we actually had posted that on one of our X platforms, that there's allegedly ring video footage that refutes the statements and they, I would say, hearsay comments in court testimony.
Have you seen it, and is it going to be released?
I am actually actively pushing for the release of that, and there's also an affidavit that the attorneys have actually shown me already that actually came from, well, we will be presenting that and posting that publicly for everyone to see in the coming days.
If I was the appellate lawyer or the lawyer trying to secure a pardon for him or a new trial, and I had a video showing somebody else shot him, I would shot her. I would send that out immediately to the media to create this kind of firestorm to
then
release.
You would get the governor's attention.
Why wouldn't they immediately release a video if it shows? I mean, because that's the smoking gun, literally.
Right.
I don't know. Again, as I stated, I haven't seen the footage yet, but what I will say is that all of the information that's been brought forward and flagged to us is also going to be presented if it hasn't already been sent to the governor's office. And I would also say that it's incredibly important for people to realize that the body cam footage, which I'm sure you guys are aware of, has also reported, and the initial medical responding doctor at the ER with Miss Stallion actually reported lacerations, and also too, the bullet fragments are missing, meaning that they don't have evidence. When you have very wealthy people involved, the he said, she said evidence goes missing seeing, I mean, this is all something to me that indicates where there's smoke, there's fire, and this screams cover up. And so what I would say is that people need to be very careful about this, because if this can happen to someone like Tori, it can happen to you guys.
With Mochi Health, I've lost.
Let me help y'all understand something. When that woman started off saying she's friends with Amber Rose, I didn't want to hear her anymore. I'm just being honest with you. Once you start by saying I'm friends with Amber Rose, baby, I have no. Your credibility is over. Then you talking about this video. The man said, "Well, have you seen the video?" And you start, and then you say, "I haven't seen the video." Girl, shut the fuck up. You're supposed to be an actual legislator. Excuse me. Girl, I have nothing. I'm Whitney Houston. Ma'am, go to hell. For those of you with iPhones, Sniffies is not available anymore. Thanks to Xavier, who sent this to me yesterday. I don't have an iPhone. I have an Android, and my Android works beautifully. My Sniffies is still available. I mean, if I had Sniffies or if I went on sites like that, it's still available to me on Android. They said something about it violated the Apple stores terms and conditions, because when you go on the site, it got ass and dick all over the place, and your apps or whatever can't have that on front facing on the site. I don't know. Um, I still have Sniffies. It's not a problem for me. Now they say if you go to the Sniffies website, you can still use it, but if you're trying to use the app, it's not gonna work. It's not. I have an Android. I have a Google Pixel. If you need me, I don't have these issues. Okay, that's for y'all iPhone people. Go with God. Chris Brown. They let him. You know, I'm giving up. I got to get off anyway in a second. Chris Brown. They let him out of jail and for 5 million pounds, which is more than 6.5 or $6.4 million. Yeah, my computer is crapping out on me. Um, so yeah, they let him out. If he makes it to jail to the hearing, then I guess they'll give him his money back. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Oh well. We were supposed to do a story where Rob Gronkowski talked in gory detail about how Aaron Hernandez would jack off in the locker room. Uh-huh. I, I, now he was asked directly about the room. He says, "I'm not going to confirm or deny it." He said, quote, I love crazy shit. So I didn't mind things like that. I was like, wow, that was pretty epic. I was a wild man myself, so nothing fazed me. But yeah, you had Aaron Hernandez jacking off. Now we know Aaron Hernandez, was at least bisexual, if not fully gay. Most people close to him that really knew his story said he was gay, and he just, was putting on with the girlfriend and stuff like that for appearances. But that's neither here nor there. I got to get out of here, y'all. I got a 7 o'clock meeting I'm about to be late for. So I'm in this real fast. I will be back probably Sunday or Monday because I got to go out of town for the weekend, for Memorial Weekend. So let me end this real fast. Members, Terrence, I might have to get to it next week. Remind me. Anyway, as I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal for president and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They're much obliged and much appreciated. I got to get out of here. I have a 7 o'clock meeting. I am very late for, so I got to go get on that. Y'all have a great and awesome Memorial Day weekend. Don't do nothing I would do. Well, if you want to have fun, you better do something I would do. Stay safe. I will see y'all back here after the holiday, probably Monday. I'll be back. But I'm going to go enjoy my Memorial weekend. All of y'all be safe, stay great, and I will see you all after the holiday. And with that, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out.